Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to this amazing episode of the CEO Show. Remember, this is the 22nd episode that we are doing this. This is a show that always comes to you every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9. This is a show that always looks forward to bring you amazing personalities, people from different industries, specifically in business. People are going to share their stories. They are going to tell about their journey to success, their journey to greatness, and most importantly, what is it that has taken them to build different empires and also to sustain what they are doing. I'm your host, Dan. We've been talking to different personalities over time about their businesses and what is it that has taken them to build those particular empires. But tonight we are talking about what is it that takes to keep your product in the market, and also what is it that takes to make your product very attractive to the targeted market. What is it that we're talking about today? We're talking about business development. We're talking about marketing. We're talking about selling your product and ensuring that your clients come back again to that particular product, and also for you to remain relevant in your business for the next decade. Tonight we have an amazing guest prepared for you. Who is this amazing guest? Our guest tonight is Miss Chebet, who is the director and also the founder of Mark
Trends East Africa.
I wanted that trends to come out
Mark
clearly.
Trends.
Talk about Mark Trends. When talk about trends, it means that what is it that keeps you in the business? Talk about the director of Mark Trends East Africa Limited. She's going to talk to you and also tell you what is it that takes for your product to be very attractive, and also will be expounding on that particular topic, and you can't afford to miss. But before we introduce our guest tonight, please tell us where you're watching us from, and also what is it that you're looking forward in this particular show. And also, we are always very keen to take your questions for our guest tonight. And the show tonight is about education. This is an educative show. This is a show that you can't afford to miss. Remember to share this particular podcast for somebody to know that you're watching, and also for us to know that you're watching. Remember that we're coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, and also tonight we are live on TikTok. Marianne, karibu to the CEO Show. How's the feeling?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for hosting me. I'm honored.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is Marianne? Chebet.
Okay, Marianne Chebet is a young entrepreneur, the founder of the Property and Tech Expo, and also the director for Mark Trends East Africa, and an agency that focuses on marketing, purely below the line marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we talk about below the line marketing, what do you mean?
Oh, below the line marketing is anything to do with ground mobilization, that is from product marketing, product test, ensuring that your product and whatever service that you're selling is well known in the ground. It has reached out to many people because not everyone has access to online and to know and see products, but anything that is on the ground, that is our job to make sure that it gets to the people on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before we diverge into details about what you do, now tell us about your background. Where did you grow? Because we are so interested also to know that you studied marketing in school, and just give us your journey about your growing up.
Marianne has born and brought up in Nakuru my entire life. That is from nursery, primary, high school, campus. My first job, my second job was all in Nakuru. And professionally, I'm a marketer by passion. And this is something that drives me on a day-to-day basis. I see everything in marketing as an opportunity. Marketing is something that if you wake me in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and give you a marketing strategy and still go back to bed. I'm so passionate about my line of work, and this is something that I do with ease. And remember, my mentor once told me that if you want to invest in business, invest in something that you love doing. As an entrepreneur, I have tried several ventures, but of all the ventures that I have done, marketing is what has worked for me, and that is why we came up with Mark Trends East Africa. And the agency has been running for the past 2 years, and as an agency, we have managed to reach places that I didn't think that by now I would have achieved. Some of the major clients that I have worked with, I've worked with at least 2 international brands. That is the Sifao Mobility. I have the CTM, which are brands that I looked forward to working with. Besides that, I also worked for Safaricom, which is a brand and a company that got me to where I am.
Just before we get into details on the same, because also we have parents who are watching, and also we have school leavers, Form 4 leavers who are looking forward to do different courses and what have you. Does it mean that you've grown and you had passion in marketing? Does it mean that you also a graduate in marketing? Or tell us about your bachelor's. Is it something that you went to school to learn?
Actually, before I actually did my course, I started off right after high school. I started with marketing, and I used to do these small promotions in the supermarket. My first job, I remember, was at Walmart, where I used to promote diapers, and through that, I felt the joy of making the conversion, and my bosses seeing that I'm doing something good, I'm meeting my numbers, I'm meeting my target, and that is where I knew that this is something that I do with a lot of ease, without struggling. And at that point, I didn't really know that marketing was still a thing, and my first course actually was in procurement. Funny enough, my first diploma was in procurement, and in the middle of my studies, I was like, no, I don't feel this course as much as I feel like something that I'm achieving in life. But then when I got into the ground, the more jobs I kept on doing, the more I realized that marketing is something that is in me. So later on, I came and joined St. Paul's University, and that is where I did my marketing course. And besides that, I always admired brands. I was so into brands, the major brands. And I remember growing up, at that point when I discovered that marketing is something I want to venture into, I started planning my way up. And I remember part of my planning, at my earliest stage, I kept on reading stories and how people grow in their line of careers and stuff. And I remember someone told me, and you do not grow from the top of the mountain. You grow from the bottom. And I remember I took that keenly, and I remember starting to make that plan. If I want to get to number 10, I have to go to number 1. If I want to travel to Nakuru and I'm in Eldoret, I have to get a matatu. I have to go through Annex. I have to go through. So I planned the journey, and I told myself, I am going to open an agency one way or another. And how do I get to know about this? How do I start a business on that line? So getting a job at Safaricom was one of my targets, so that I can learn how does Safaricom as a brand stand? How do they reach out? How are they consistent in their brand? And I was lucky enough to get a job at Safaricom, where I handled telesales. Later on, I was on the ground doing product promotion, branding, flyers, delivery. I also did a little bit of ground promotion, road shows. Then I ended up joining the corporate side of marketing. And once I was, after the last time I was working for Safaricom, handling corporate customers, that is when I learned, okay, so actually this is where I can start from. Okay. And I took a leap of faith and stepped down from my job. That was the last job in Safaricom. And I decided, let me start this agency by whatever means I have. Okay. My first client, I ended up doing marketing for Nova Pioneer. And being a learning, I was not sure what I'm supposed to deliver, how to measure your delivery. But then from there, that is when I grew. Okay. And to where I am right now.
Okay. Let me take you back a little bit also, because sometimes we have young people who despise, because yourself you started from being a promoter in the supermarkets and selling those small brands, and this is something that a lot of people despise, especially the young people, that they look down on this particular kind of job. But I believe it's something that gave you some experience. But what is it that kept you going as you are doing these? What was the end goal? Because there's something that I'm sure you are not well paid, but you are still doing it. Do you think you borrowed some experience from the same, and do you think it contributed to who you are currently?
Yeah, money aside, one thing that I learned in this journey, never focus on what money you're going to earn when you get in there. Focus on the lessons, focus on the experience, because with the experience, that is when someone will identify you. When you get into a place, I'm the kind of a person, when I get into a place, I make sure I do my ultimate best. And if I cannot do it, I will ask for assistance. I'm the kind of a person, during that time when I was starting, I will call my supervisor after every minute. I'm not feeling like this is working, guide me, how do I do it? Keep on learning, because in school, you do not get the best. You can, okay, there is knowledge in school, of course. I'm not despising that. But the real lesson is here on the ground. You can be the best in procurement. You can be the best in marketing. You can be the best in terms of papers. And maybe you've gotten the best grades or whatever ranking is. But on the ground, you cannot deliver. And there is nothing beautiful like being that person who leaves a mark anywhere you go. And that was something I always strived to do. I always pushed myself to make sure that whatever I do, I leave an impact. Okay. Whatever I do, I make sure I have learned something. However bad it is, however challenging it is. And remember, marketing, number one, is a course that you'll go to 10 doors and get 10 no's. But you still keep on pushing yourself. Okay. You will get to places clients will say, no, we do not allow hawking. In fact, that is one of the most discouraging things that you'll ever find. But what is driving you towards achievement? I always wanted to achieve a mark, to achieve recognition, so that tomorrow if someone else identifies me, they'll be like, okay, no, I want to work with that girl. So for someone to see you, you must have something to show. Perfect. Return on investment.
Perfect. Now, getting to Safaricom, working in Safaricom for quite some time, and also I believe it was quite some lucrative position that you're working. Now the decision of now stepping out, because we always have this challenge of people stepping out and also trying to resign and running their own enterprises and starting their own businesses. But is it a fear that you encountered?
Actually, that was my greatest fear. And I remember the day that I resigned, I had barely even paid my landlord's rent. And I was like, wow, Marianne, what are you doing? You need to wake up, you know. And I just asked myself, what do I have to lose if I leave this job? Because I really wanted to achieve something. And the other thing that has been driving me is that I want to do this when I'm young, so that when I'm old enough, if it does not work, I go back to employment. So my goal was to always keep on pushing, keep on doing the best, you know. And where I am, I can't say that I regret anything. And it was not an easy journey actually living. But the strategies I had to put in place, I had a backup plan. I knew that at the end of the day, if this does not work, where do I get my next job? If the bills come so much, of course, the bills are there, you know, expectations, family, people expect you to, people look up to you for provision or something. But my drive was that I need to do this when I'm still young, because I don't know after 30 what my life will look like. I don't know if I'll be a CEO somewhere. I don't know if I'll be what. I don't know if I'll be a cleaner somewhere. You never know. Yeah, so my major goal was to make sure that in my prime age, when the energy is still there, when the might is still there, when the vision is still there, when the people around me are still supporting me, let me take advantage of this opportunity.
Okay. And now, how was it? Now, talk about preparation. Did you prepare for resignation? Because probably even tonight we might be talking to somebody who is contemplating resignation. But was it something that you just woke up one morning and choose to resign, or how did you prepare for resignation?
Actually, the preparation that I made, I registered my company when I was still working for Safaricom, and at that point, I started identifying opportunity. I started identifying an exit plan for me. Always have an exit plan. Never live without a plan. They normally say, you fail to plan, plan to fail, something like that.
Fail to plan.
Yeah, never live without a plan. Of course, some plans may not work. Of course, when you get into business, there is always that ambition of, I'm going to make 10 million in the next 1 month. But have a serious plan. Where I was working, I made sure that at least with the little salary that I got, I will at least sustain myself for a few more days or few more months. But before I got to that level, I started identifying who will I approach to do marketing for. So when I was still doing my marketing at Safaricom, I was still identifying clients. I identified most of the, because I was working with companies, I would approach, let's say like Dr. Mattress, which was one of my clients, corporate clients for Safaricom. And I approached them and I asked them, how are you pushing your products in the market? And they were like, okay, you know, this and this and this and this, you know. And I learned the planning side before you approach a client with a concept, marketing concept. Of course, we get a lot of challenges in this other line, because you may approach several people. People will, maybe others will steal your ideas, others will steal your concept, others will run with your idea, but others will embrace it and give you the job to do it. So it does not hurt to keep on selling, keep on reaching out, but we always have to work. Work with a purpose, work with a plan, and always have a fallback plan. If this does not work, have another plan.
Which is something that existed with you.
Yes.
Now stepping out, and you are practicing the same thing in Safaricom, working for somebody, working for this company. Now you're stepping out into the marketing industry and running your own business. What is it that you saw? What was the niche, or what was the gap that you saw that you are going now to get into and make a rip out of it?
Okay, the major gap that I saw, that I felt was an opportunity, was most companies come, most business starters, any entrepreneur, they normally start with the vision of, I want my brand to get to this level. I want my business to get to this level. When that does not happen, they start, some of them close companies, some of them, you know, but what I identified was, there is this someone who's selling this product. Identify the product. Talk to that client about that specific product. Let that person know that this product, you can package it in several ways. And that is where I learned there is something called consultation, without knowing it was actually consultation. I will talk to someone on a normal term and describe that product and how best will it reach to the market, who are the target audience. And I did not know by doing the target audience and saying that this product will get to this and this person. It meant clustering of the market, which is something that I did not know that I was doing before I decided to do the agency. But later on, when I started packaging this for someone, and they were like, okay, actually, can you run my marketing campaign? And I was like, okay, I can just mobilize a few people, we do the promotion for you on the ground and see how far it's going to go. That is where the journey started. And I can say it's been working all along, and below the line marketing is one thing that normal businesses should embrace, because at the end of the day, you are interested in moving volumes. Moving masses is something else, but moving volumes is something that can sustain the masses.
Okay.
So I'm into pushing the volumes of product and bringing more return. Yeah.
Okay. Now, now we get into the niche of the whole thing now, about the masses and the volume, because I believe that you encountered also with the environment that you are starting up a business and starting your own thing. Did you face discouragement from the people around you, or were they supportive?
Of course, I got a lot of discouragement, including my own parents. Honestly, to now, they don't even know what I'm doing. I keep on explaining to them what I'm doing, but honestly, it's not something you can explain to anyone and they get it immediately. So one thing that helped me was I have myself to prove wrong or right. I have to make this happen for me and the legacy that I want to leave behind me. And one thing that I strongly follow deep inside me is that God has a purpose for you, and if He's planted that vision in you, if He's planted that seed in you, you need to make sure you germinate it. You need to make sure it grows and it goes to the level that you want. And God can never give you a task that you cannot handle. So the gift that was given to me, and God trusted me with the gift, I'm going to take it to wherever He desires for me to take it. And my only prayer is always that He gives me the grace to take it and gives me the assistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now the impression now, your first client, you're stepping out, no employment, you're not employed, you just resigned, and now this is your first client you're meeting. How was the perception in the market?
I remember my first perception. Actually, the first client who gave me the job is because he knew what I could deliver, and he saw how persistent I was in making that conversion for him. Because I was busy selling internet services and bulk SMS, and I kept on telling this client, okay, you have a number of clients, but some of them don't come back. Can I help you sell bulk SMS? Apart from getting bulk SMS, can we go reach out to them on the ground? And that is where it started from. And he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a table. I'm going to give you a product. Go push it in the ground. And the worst mistake that I did was I went with a lot of ambition, and I gave unreasonable figures and unreasonable expectation. And I remember my first client, I really messed it. And the next time I came back and did a report and analyzed, I was like, okay, where did I go wrong? And when I realized where I went wrong, I made sure the next client gets the best value out of me.
Okay.
And from the next client, when he got the best value, I got the feedback. I went to the next one with this feedback that this went well and this was how we did it. Let me make it. Let me deliver this for you. And one thing about marketing is that, one thing I like about this below the line marketing is that for a client who's struggling with numbers, let's say, for example, you're struggling with selling this cup, and I come and take it as my initiative to make sure that this cup goes to the ground. I will push for your numbers, and I'll make sure that I return on your investment that you've invested in me. I think that is one of the cheapest way of pushing your product. Give me a product, give me a target, and give me a commission. Sometimes you may have to facilitate a few things or maybe logistics, but given that product and making sure that it goes to the ground, that is what I'm really good at.
Okay.
You want to turn the whole Eldoret ups and down. to get to your market, that is our job.
Okay. Now, before we talk about now packaging, because a lot of people always have a challenge in terms of packaging, because now even your mother, you say that your mother even don't understand what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because sometimes even people fail to explain what they are doing, because probably they might not be knowing what they are doing, probably, or packaging is a problem. So we'll talk about that. But let me just appreciate some people who are coming in. Kibarbet Edwin, who is saying that he's watching. Kibarbet Edwin is saying that from the beautiful land of Marakwet, Kapswar, I am tuned in. Also, Phil Lama is watching. Koima Moses, all the way from the US, is watching. Geoffrey Kemboy is also watching. Elias Komugor is watching. Kushleicho is watching. Ruth Yator is saying that is very logged on. Isaac is watching. Isaac Koech also is saying that he's watching from Home of Champions, that is E10 EMC. Lil Koima is watching. Sylvia Kiplimo is watching. Walter Biot is watching. Anita Anito is watching, and many people are still. Tell us where you're watching from, and also our guest tonight is Miss Marianne Chebet, who is the director of Mark Trends East Africa Limited. Please, this is a show that you can't afford to miss. Please make sure that also you share this podcast for somebody to know that you're watching. This is a show that is always very inspirational, very educative, and insightful. Marianne, we're talking about now packaging our products, and sometimes we find it difficult to package our product to make it more attractive. And also, at some point when you encountered your first client, you find that you didn't give the right pricing, or you didn't give there was a problem with packaging.
Yeah.
What is it that we always have a missing packaging our product and also saying about our product?
Okay, I think one of the things that most of the clients actually sometimes are not so keen on, but it's something that really affects a lot, is first of all, understanding your product. Once you have understand your product, you need to package it for the right audience. If you are targeting a middle class client, your pricing has to mean something to them. Your packaging, your quality has to mean something for them. If you're targeting a high end, this is one of the sensitive markets to encounter, which is a market that goes with mostly referrals. If you do not please one, you do not please the next person. But anything on the middle, it's easy to move around. So before you sit down and say that, okay, I'm going to be selling this service at the end of the day, or I'm going to be selling this product, it is important to first of all understand who's your customer and put yourself in that shoe. As a customer, would I buy this if I was given this thing? Even if I was given for free, would I still take it? You need to understand the quality itself. Once you've understood the quality, you will know which kind of a client will go for your product. Pricing is also another thing that really makes people struggle a lot, because sometimes as business people, we are a bit ambitious about selling, making money all the time. But one thing that I've realized that really makes us struggle is you have a product fit for middle class, but you're busy pushing it on upper class, or you're busy pushing it at the low class. You know, understanding first of all your product, understanding the market is one thing that you have to, as a business person, you have to be very keen on, so that you ensure you do not pass the wrong message. Yeah.
Okay. Now, talking about now understanding your market, you talk about now clustering, and that is something that also sometimes you have the right product, but for the wrong market.
Yes.
How can one now be in a position to understand the market and also have the right product for the right market?
You know, actually, one thing that our people, actually, we local business people, we struggle with, we do not appreciate the value of consultants. Because a consultant can tell you that this product can go to this person and this. You may come with the ambition of this glass is worth for anyone to buy. But maybe someone just wants a glass for the sake of getting a glass. But others want luxury, want something beautiful, want something when they hold, they feel like this is something I can actually use for my drink. You get? But someone who wants any other glass, or just wants a glass, you know, there is something about understanding your client and the preferences. You may not know as an entrepreneur, but get a professional, get a consultant to advise you, before you go to the ground, maybe you are about to sell this glass at 50 shillings, but the consultant tells you that this glass is more valuable than what you're talking about, or the price that you're setting. Why can't we just use something different? Why can't you set the price to another level? It's the same story that we are normally told. The price of a bottle of water is different at a supermarket, and the same bottle, the same value, and the same quality. You will find it. How we normally use it on the ground, on any kibanda, you'll get the same bottle. Let's say this is the
same
brand.
brand,
Same brand,
everything.
same everything. In that kibanda, it will be 30 shillings.
A different price.
In a supermarket, it will be 50 shillings. At the high-end hotel,
You go to a
it
five-star
will be
hotel.
100 shillings. In another one, in a very high-end hotel, it's going to be like 100, more than 100 shillings. At the airport, maybe it's going to be even 500 shillings. So the value of your product also depends with where you are placing it and who values your product.
Okay.
As long as your quality is consistent, your packaging is right, and you understand your client, place your product the right place. That is why you need consultants to advise you where to place it in the market.
Okay.
If you want volumes, the consultants will tell you, place it in this market. If you want numbers, if you want more money, small sales,
Okay.
there is always that perception.
Then somebody was talking about now the variation in terms of the two. There is somebody who believes that I better sell, for example, I better sell a product at 10,000 shillings and make a profit of 5,000. And there is somebody who believes that I can sell the same product at 5,000 and sell and get 2 sales, getting the same margin. Which school of thought do you believe in?
I will believe on the thought of you may sell it at 10,000 shillings and get 2 customers. You may sell it at 1,000 shillings and get more than 10 customers. But the question is, how many people will come back? So how many products will you be pushing in the market?
Okay. Now, from the business developer point of view, which one do you think is more lucrative?
I will go first of all with the quality of the product. I will go with the quality
But here we are
of the
dealing
product.
with the same product.
We are dealing on the same product. How I will package it is not everything will be appreciated on a high level. So before you actually decide to place it on the high level, know first of all that you'll never go below that. If you decide to place it on a 10,000, you will have to stick to that.
Okay.
And that now comes to another story of how to package it, how to market it. Do you have a budget to market it? Do you have a budget to push it on that market? Because you can imagine this is something that no one knows. For example, same quality, and especially if you do not expect quick returns, you have to first of all spend a lot of money to push that brand on that high-end level.
Okay.
Because before it gets to a point that people now know it, before people now appreciate it, so that now the masses will go on that level, you have to first of all know where you're starting from. If you're willing to start from the top, ensure you have a very good budget to make sure that it stays at the top. But the major thing is consistency.
Okay.
Before you decide to sell it at that price, how available is that product? It's the same thing with advertisement of, let's say, like Tesla. Tesla does not spend a lot on advertisement because it's already a known brand, but the products are scarce. You have to order you have to order so that it can come to you. But it depends with you as an entrepreneur. Before you take this product to the ground, you first of all have to understand: do you want to make a lot of this and have it all over, or do you have the capacity to do one quality thing, one at a time? Yeah.
Okay, I believe somebody said that there is always some value in scarcity. But now, how do you balance that and ensuring also that you meet the supply, that the demand that is in the market? What do you think because you're talking about now making it scarce to earn some value, right? But now also there is also the law of demand and supply, which somebody is thinking that you have to ensure that you balance the two to ensure that your product is not too much in the market, but also to ensure that you meet the demand that is in the market. Where is the balance?
I think at the end of the day, the balance is still on how much can you deliver as a company. If you are in a position to deliver, if you are in a position to produce this specific product, the same quality consistently, and ensuring that that client who got it at that value will get the same product, the same value at the same rate.
Okay.
So you have to just be, you have to be ready to spend and ensure that you maintain the quality. And yeah, generally, yeah.
Okay, now because time is much moving, but before you take a very short break, you say that you had a plan B, resigning and running your own business. Do you think you can still go back to employment?
No.
Okay,
No.
we'll still get into that. Ladies and gentlemen who are still coming in, this is Marihan Chebet, who is the director of Marked Trends East Africa Limited, and this is a lady who chose to step out of employment and run her own empire, and she's sharing some serious nugget on how you can place your product outside there, and also not only placing that particular product there, but ensuring that your product meets the right market. This is a conversation that you can't miss anywhere else. You can't get it anywhere else but on the CEO show. We're going to take a very short break, and then we'll be coming back also to respond to some of your questions that you're asking. Please ensure that you drop on the comment section any question that you have as far as raising your standards and also putting your product outside there and making it more marketable for the right market. We'll be back shortly after this particular break. See you in a few.
Owning a home is becoming a reality for many Kenyans. Thanks to affordable mortgage solutions from Stima Sacco, with the support of the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company, KMRC, we are making it easier for you to secure a home in the growing urban centers. With our low-interest mortgage loans, we designed specifically for affordable housing, you can now invest in your dream home with repayment terms that work for you. And it's not just the homeowners who benefit. The construction industry is booming with new opportunities for builders, suppliers, and developers in emerging new city.
Stima Sacco has partnered with KMRC to provide mortgages for first-time homeowners at the rate of 9 and 9.5% to employed and those in business, respectively. The loan tenor is at 25 years and 20 years for those in employment and in business, respectively.
As a member of Stima Sacco, we are able to finance you to acquire home ownership and fund up to 10.5 million shillings at 9.5% on reducing balance. If you're in a corporate sector and you are developing commercial properties, come to Stima Sacco and get funding of up to 200 million shillings for your projects.
Palm Tree Homes is a gated community real estate developer located in Uasin Gishu County. This project is called Areka Palm. Here we are providing home solutions in a gated community where we have units which are together and again which are not together. We are delighted to be working with Stima Sacco, who are our partners. They have actually facilitated our projects within the country, and we are happy to partner with them.
Through our mortgage products, we have enabled our members, we have empowered our members to own decent homes. We know we have challenges in the real estate sector. That is why we are partnered with the reputable companies like Palm Tree Tops Company to empower our members. So with our partnership, our members don't have to worry about where to get their homes. We'll provide the financing. Palm Tree Tops will do the development and we'll hand over the property to our members. Palm Tree Tops will now leave us with the member to handle the mortgage, and then the member will take over the property.
At Stima Sacco, we are celebrating 50 years of empowering our members for life. We will be participating at the Property and Tech Expo at Trooper Mall between the 24th to 26th of October. Welcome and join us for more information.
This is the future of housing, and we want you to be a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to the CEO Show. Remember, tonight our guest is none other but Miss Marihan Chebet, who is the founder and also the director of Marktrans East Africa Limited. And today we are talking about marketing. We're talking about placing your product outside there. We're talking about making your product very attractive, and not only attractive, but also attractive to the right people. Now, Marianne, we're talking about this particular product, but now we need to move on also to about avenues of marketing, because nowadays people rarely go to the mainstream media. People are taking advantage of social media as a big avenue for marketing their product. But is it about just opening a Facebook account and selling your product outside there and putting your product outside there? What is it that it takes now to tap into the social world to make your product visible outside there?
Okay. First of all, the first thing that I would want people to understand, or any business person to understand, consumer behavior is what will dictate the kind of marketing strategy that you'll take. You cannot have if, for example, most of our customers believe in buying things and seeing it, having a test. First of all, having a feel of that product before they buy. If you can understand that most of the customers prefer having a physical touch of the product, then you will determine the kind of marketing strategy you'll place. For instance, if it is a service industry people believe in what they see and what they hear. Before you identify what kind of platform you're going to advertise yourself, make sure first of all you understand what is your consumer behavior? What motivates them to buy? Because our customers are emotional buyers. Customer will buy what they're told, what they've heard, what they have seen, and what they have touched. So for your product, it depends with, first of all, what your customers feel about your product before you pick an avenue of marketing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of these strategies now that one can put in place for what product?
I would advise first, you let your product be felt first of all with the customers. Let the customers have a feel of that product, and that is why I will first recommend a below-the-line marketing, because through that you will have tests, you will have demonstrations, you will have a feel of the product or the service. I cannot tell that my salonist is doing a good job if I have not seen what other people have done. I cannot tell what, let's say, why this school is the best. I have not seen the results. So consumers are emotional buyers. I only purchase because I've heard about it. I have seen somewhere with it. I saw my neighbor with this car and I feel like, hey, your gari ndo nataka. Yeah, so before you actually take your product out there, first of all, get to understand the consumer behavior. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now, because also we have a lot of people, probably some are new in the industry, different industries. There is this new person who has just opened the shop for the first time or brought a product into the market for the first time. Talking about now, which is always a challenge to new business owners and SMEs for that matter. Talk about now market penetration. Talk about product awareness. What are some of the things that you can advise a new entrant into the market in terms of penetrating into the market? Because it's a hard nut to break.
First of all, I will go with the same thing that I've been saying. First of all, know your product. Before it actually goes out, you will know that, okay, with this product, this is the kind of niche that I want to go to. Where do I find them? I find them in the clubs, for example. I find them in the streets. I find them in the matatus. Okay, how do I make sure that they are in that matatu and they can see my product? Maybe I need to introduce matatu stickers, and that is a means of marketing, of course. Maybe people are phone users. Right now, most of the people are using phones. if they see Nice and Lovely on the phone, for example, and they're in the supermarket, and the first thing they see, oh, there was a yellow Nice and Lovely somewhere. I saw it somewhere, and because I saw it somewhere, I will want to try it. You've already created a need for that product. Once someone has bought it, he will feel the quality. Once he's felt the quality, the next thing, he will either come back to the same brand or change to another brand if he's not satisfied. So I feel like for you to penetrate in the market, the first thing you have to understand, where do this product, where do I want this product to go to? So that's the niche that you have identified, then you take advantage of what is around that niche. Is it matatos? Is it billboards? Is it penetration comes from that clustering.
Okay. Now, on the flip side, what is it that we do wrong when it comes to marketing? Because a lot of businesses fail in terms of marketing, but some of the rights or some of the or cultures that we do that we think this is where we go wrong, especially for the SMEs.
I think the place that we mostly go wrong is delivery on being consistent. Because sometimes you may have a good product, a well-packaged product, but you're not consistent and they fall in love with it. They will have variety to choose from, or the product is available in the market. Yeah.
Okay, now that is about the market and also the product itself. But now, what is it that needs to be done in terms of internal marketing as a business or any other enterprise?
Okay, any internal thing that has to be done within the business just to sustain its market is to ensure that keep consistent supply and product and quality of the product, because your external market, unasemanga chema chajiuza kibacha jitangaza. If your product is quality, if your goods inside is quality, if your customer service is good, there is no reason for someone to not come back to that place. If I don't know if you've ever experienced one going into a shop or maybe going into a supermarket, and at the entrance, the first thing you go, madam, unaingia wapi? Or, the first impression that umekaribishwa. But if someone welcomes you warmly, the internal organization also matters a lot on how the customer will perceive the product or perceive the service before they come back. So it starts from customer care. It starts from what do they get after. The after sales services also matters a lot. How is your feedback? How do you pick feedback from the customers? How do you return the feedback? If a customer made a complaint, what are you doing about that complaint? Are you going to take another new sample to make sure that, okay, this customer complained about this product and I'm going to change the quality, or I will improve the quality and take a free sample for them to feel like, okay, I'm changed. So I'm going to, there is also that aspect of, generally, one thing that I learned from my former employer was that
Tops company to empower our members. So with our partnership, our members don't have to worry about where to get their homes. We'll provide the financing. Palamty Tops will do the development and we'll hand over the property to our members. Palamty Tops will now leave us with the member to handle the mortgage, and then the member will take over the property.
At Stima Sacco, we are celebrating 50 years of empowering our members for life. We will be participating at the Property and Tech Expo at Trooper Mall between the 24th to 26th of October. Welcome and join us for more information.
This is the future of housing, and we want you to be a part of it. The dream of owning a home is becoming a reality for many Kenyans. Thanks to affordable mortgage solutions from Stima Sacco, with the support of the Kenya.
Where is the point that you can measure and know that my customer care is 50%, my customer care is 20%? How can you put that measures?
So for me, my first customer is my employees. My employees, they are the ones who determine the market for me. They determine, okay, no, let us not push for this other one. I make sure that I motivate my employees internally. I remember when I was starting off, I did not really know about HR management. That is something I had to go back, not to school, but I had to go back to my books and research more on how do I maintain my staff. Because your staff is the image of the company, and whatever they go say outside is what you make them say. So I feel like with staff motivation, staff encouragement, let them understand the vision of the company, let them understand the vision of this product, let them own it. Once they've done that, it is easy for them now to take it out there. Yeah, so it starts from how you manage how you handle your HR and how best you motivate them to go out there.
Okay, before you close up on that, as we move to another topic now, when it comes now to budgeting, because you find that probably you worked in Safaricom, that's a big company and they always have to factor a huge amount of money in terms of budgeting. But how do, because we talked about also consultation, that people have to pay for consultation for them to get that information, which is a good thing. But now, to what extent that somebody can now that, for me, I can meet to this extent, how can somebody control budgeting for marketing? Do you think it's very important?
Okay, I think budgeting is first of all the center of everything. If you do not have a budget, you cannot push a sale. If you do not have a budget, you cannot produce the quality that you expect. If you do not have a budget is where everything starts from. And with budgeting, that is where we also have consultants for finance. We have financial consultants. We have the right people who can plan the budget for you and help you allocate what budget should go to marketing, what budget should go to product production, and the rest. Because that is one area that I remember starting off, I had no idea on how to plan my finances, how to know what amounts to ask. And I remember that was one of the struggles that I did. And I remember it got to a point I could not even sustain my own employees. Because I underquoted for a client, over-delivered, and short-changed myself. So as long as you're in the profit-making business, ensure that budget allocation is well in the system, so that you do not overstep, understep. And even when you are selling, especially for people like us who are in the service industry, it's not like selling a product compared to selling a service. You need to understand what goes where. And before you ask for a client for, this is the budget that I'm going to work with, and this is what I'm asking you, you already know behind, these are your overheads, these are your returns. You're expecting to make this profit because, of course, you're in business, you need to make profits. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the narrative of use money to make money, does it make sense to you?
At some point, it kind of does, especially for marketing, because you really have to invest in marketing for your product to go out there. You cannot have a good product and keep it indoors. You need to have people to take it out. But it depends on your perception of what use money to make money means to you. I'm not. Some people use it in a bad way, of course, from corruption. You need to have money to pay for someone to take your product. Not at all. Okay. That is where the budget comes in. You know, if you have the right money for the right service or for the right kind of activity to make it happen, of course you need money to make that product go out there. Okay. Yeah.
Now, speaking now about your business, the journey that you've come, all those years, what is it that you think are some of the lessons that you appreciate in running your business all through?
Of course, some of the lessons that I appreciate was all the number of times I've been turned down, all the numbers I've been sabotaged, all the number of times I've been frustrated on the ground, maybe because I'm a lady, maybe because I'm a youth. People understand, sasa huyu msichana mdogo anakuja kutuambia nini, you know. So those are some of the challenges we went through when you were starting. But some good side of it is that not everyone is closed-minded anymore. Not everyone is traditionally thinking anymore. People are embracing the new ways of doing things. And I thank God for the people who held my hands, because some of the people that I actually work with, including my partners, they saw me for what I can do. They did not see me for what I am currently doing. They saw what I am capable of delivering. And when they decided to hold my hands and support me, I, of course, had a stepping stone to make sure that I must make these people proud. And that is why when I started the Property and Tech Expo last year, which was the first edition, I got a lot of kind of setback, setup, support. I remember I visited more than 100 companies, and I only managed to get as low as 48 companies coming on board. You know, so that tells something. You know, you have knocked 10 doors and got one opened for you. So setbacks is what makes you know what to change, what approach to change, how to protect yourself, how to have a shock absorber, you know. So that, because this thing needs, before you venture into anything, the market is not soft. And it will never be soft on anyone. That is one factor that I had to accept. The market will be harsh, the market will be insulting, the market will be abusive, the market will use you, the market will do all those kind of things to you. But what is the main goal? You want to keep on trying. You have to put your head above the water. At the end of the day, just make sure you are still breathing. As long as you're breathing, as long as you still have the will to make it happen, keep on pushing for it. Nothing, and of course, any believer will count on this. You will never do anything and God does not reward you. Of course, you know, God sees what you're doing. God sees your journey. God knows what you're waking up every day to do. If you keep on pushing yourself, God will always reward you. And of course, nature also has a way of rewarding you. Yeah.
Now, somebody said that success is relative, and so is failure.
Yeah.
Failure is something that we always encounter on a daily basis. Do you think you've encountered failure in business?
I have encountered so many failures where I stand. As I've told you, as an entrepreneur, I have tried so many businesses. From having a hotel, running chicken business. What else have I tried? I've tried so many other businesses, you know. But in all businesses that I tried, I failed in one way or another. But the most important thing that I picked along the way was what product works for what kind of a market. I tried a fast food joint. It worked when it worked, but when the market was not favoring anymore, it failed when it failed. I tried a chicken business. It worked when it worked, but when the market was no longer favoring, it failed. So the dynamic of the market keeps on changing. And the only consistent thing that is there, keep up with the trend. And that is why we have Mark Trends East Africa. We are here to keep up the trends for you. For example, for you, let's say in your company, you keep on selling, you cannot sell a 90s suit right now and expect it to give you the same value you did that time. What have you improved? That is our job. We do the market research for you. We make sure that we get what is trending in this market right now. The same thing with even doing the above the line marketing kind of a system. Before you push anything on the market, we know that TikTok right now is the now in thing, you know. So I do not expect someone to sell on Facebook and expect a result or expect visibility. But if you do the same thing that you've been selling on TikTok, you know your product will get to the places that you wish to get it. So the trend keeps on changing, and trend determines the quality, trends determines the reach, trends also determine the marketing strategy that you will have to use. Because not everyone is reading the newspaper right now, unless you're a contractor and you're looking for tenders that are being advertised. You know, you cannot expect to have your product on a magazine and it goes as much as you posting on TikTok and people knowing that it is there and them coming to your shop. So the trends keeps on changing, and that is why we as Mark Trends East Africa, we are here to push the right trend for you.
Okay, thank you, Marianne. Now, what is it that you imagine and also think is now the future of marketing?
As I've said, the future of marketing keeps on changing. We are moving to the digital system of marketing. And the spending of the consumer behavior keeps on changing with time. You know, most of the people, okay, you'll find some people go to social media first of all to check, including me. Before I buy a TV, I'll go to Jumia and check what are the prices, so that when I go to a supermarket or to a mall, I know what price to work with. So these things come in handy. As much as we are pushing for below the line marketing, you should also balance with above the line marketing. And from the trend of things going right now, people will be using social media to know what is available in the market, what is the new thing that people want in the market, so that they can now come back to the ground and consume. But of course, never forget that before anyone buys anything, they have to enjoy, first of all, in feeling the product. So for the word to go out there, for you as a consumer to feel like this product is worth me talking to a friend and a friend, me posting it on social media that, oh, this hotel gave me the best food in town. Do you want the best food in town? You know, the trend keeps on changing. They vary.
Okay. Now, also, I think next we'll be talking now about the Expo, something that you've been doing. This is the second edition that you're about to do from 24th
of October.
Yeah, it's something that we're going to go into. But now, let me just appreciate some viewers who are still watching with us. We have Veronica who is saying that is also watching, Mesa Griff watching from Nairobi. We have Evan Serone who is saying that he is watching live from Molo, Nakuru. And then Joyce Chepkembo is saying that watching from Nairobi, Thika Road, good motive, big up guys for your inspirations. And then also have a Laureate City Update who is saying, great discussion in our city of champions, such upcoming events make us proud to be Kenya's 5th. And then also you have Kipchirchir Collins who is also watching. We have Hamos Mungo who is saying that wonderful. Thank you, Mary Hand and Mark Trans. Team Masako is glad to be part of your wonderful journey. We also have Mark Kiplimo who is watching from the new city. We have Isaac who is saying thank you, CEO host, for always encouraging and empowering us through the CEO show. With your colleagues, CEOs, Mary Ann Chebet is going far. She is a great entrepreneur. Also, we have Judith Jones who is saying logged in from Nairobi County, good work CEO. Philip Kiplagat saying that he's watching, and also Honorable IK Paluget mwenyewe who is saying that an amazing shower, picking 1-2 nuggets from our guest, Asante Sana. Also we have Robinson Langat who is saying that way to go Mary Han. We have Stephen Kering who is watching from Nairobi, and also Castle Dynamics who is watching from Makadara, Nairobi. Koima Moses who is watching from the US. Good conversation. Thank you, CEOs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for always making this conversation going and also being part of this great conversation. Marianne, you did 2023, you did your first edition of Expo, that is in real estate and, yes, and tech, that is. How was it in the first edition, and what is it that brought this particular idea?
Okay, first of all, the Property and Tech Expo is an expo that targets the people in the construction industry. Last year it was not as good as we expected, of course, because being the first time, and people had not really embraced what expos are all about, and why Eldoret, why am I doing it in North Rift, you know. But from the name Property and Tech, Eldoret is known for agriculture, most of the people's major source of income is through agriculture, and we felt like there is need for changing the narrative. So our mission as the Property and Tech Expo is to change the narrative of investment. Let us change the narrative after 6 months, so that after 6 months they start making their money. Why can't we encourage people to invest in real estate, which is just a small portion of that land that can give you sustainability for the next few months? We felt the need to host this kind of a expo so that we give opportunity to people in the construction industry to come and market themselves. Eldoret is one of the regions all struggling for the same small market that is here. But it's because people are not open to the idea of changing the investment narrative, you know. So we are here to push the narrative. We are here to change the conversation. Investing in real estate is the way to go right now. And through currently the KMRC that has been introduced through banks like Stima Sacco, they are now financing people to invest in housing. Where can you get a loan of up to 9.5% interest rate? You know, the money is there. The money is there in banks. The money is there in SACCOs. The money is there in microfinance. But we owners of lands, we do not know where to get the money to maybe invest in this real estate. That is why we have Stima Sacco to come and finance you to build your house, and you pay like a mortgage, of course. The way you're paying your rent is the way you're going to pay for that mortgage to earn, of course. So what we are really trying to encourage people to look at, we are encouraging people to look on the other side of investment. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Eldoret, this is the fifth city. It is the latest city in the country.
Yeah.
But going around, we always have a challenge of getting a house to live in. Talk about renting a house. Do you think we have a serious shortage of housing in Eldoret?
We really have a big shortage in specifically modern houses. I remember the first time I came to Eldoret, I really struggled getting a very good house. And the house that I got, I could not leave it until I get something close to that. Not the same thing that other towns are experiencing, you know. But more, you know, it's so funny that Eldoret is one of the towns that even a boda guy leaves his job and goes to his land. He's living in his own land, you know. Houses is so scarce. Real estate is a bit scarce because local people here already have their lands at home. They have their places they live. But I feel like for being a new city, there is opportunities for people to still come and get jobs in this town. There is opportunity for industries to come in this town. There is opportunity for more schools, hospitals. You know, there is a lot of activities that is happening in this new city. And with the new city status, there is now more need to build in houses, to invest in real estate, to invest in homes, to invest in good homes, not just homes, in good homes. That is where we have the likes of CTM providing the best tiles with quality tiles. You know, we have the likes of HEAT supplying the best lighting, the best materials for construction. That is why we have the Property and Tech Expo. We are bringing together any stakeholder, from suppliers of construction material to financiers, to insurance, to bankers, to legal, because of course there is a lot of legal matters, you know. We are inviting any stakeholder in the construction industry. Think about construction, think about building a house, anything you need from the tiles to the taps, to the ceiling, to the carpet, to the seats that you are currently sitting on. The Property and Tech Expo is a show for you to come and display your products.
Okay. Now, I was keen to note something that you said, that Eldoret, you have a challenge of not only houses or homes, but a challenge of good homes.
Good homes.
Being somebody in this industry also, comparing the city in Nakuru, the city in Nairobi, what is it that takes to have a good home?
I think what it takes to have a good home, of course, it's the trend, of course. That is where the trend we are here. You know, we are all about showing you the latest trend in housing, you know. People have moved from having a closed kitchen to having an open kitchen. People have moved from having a cabinet to having a gypsum cabinet, you know. But where do you get someone who can do a good gypsum? Where do you get a person who will do a good open design for you? Where will you get a person to build for you a flat roof kind of a house? Because of course we are so used to the traditional houses having a mabati and the rest. How can we get the best developers to do a certain kind of a house?
Okay.
That is why we have this kind of a show,
Okay.
to come and showcase what are the modern houses that you're currently selling.
Okay.
What are the modern trends, modern taps.
Yeah.
We are away from having showers that you have to go and switch on over there.
Okay.
We are moving to instant showers. We are moving to instant taps. And it's so funny that being in Eldoret, and you know, you are still moving to the traditional ways of doing things, you know. Unapata, it is so exciting. Mtu ameenda kwa hoteli kubwa anaingiza mkono, you know. Those are the exciting things that you need to introduce. Why can't you have that in your home? Why can't you have a modern toilet? Why can't you have, you know, it's an opportunity to show the things you can introduce and make a modern home, you know, a modern living.
Now, shifting gears slightly on real estate, we have this kind of mindset that it is now talking about commercial housing, that is building for renting and building for commercial purposes. People talk about it in the sense that it is a capital intensive kind of venture. And some other people think about getting value for your money takes time, and also return on investment takes some years, and people would wish to invest in something else rather than real estate. What do you think about that kind of mentality?
What I think about it still goes back to your investment. If you want to invest right now and make results right now, then you'll pick a business related to what you want to eat that time. But if you want to invest in something long term, because we expect anyone who's investing in real estate is someone that expects in 25 years from now, I will be retiring, and I need something to keep my cash flow consistent. So I think investment majorly starts from, why are you investing? Are you investing to make an immediate cash, or are you investing to make a future money? You know, the same thing that, why are you planting trees right now and you're not going to harvest the tree right now? You are going to harvest it in 5 years' time. So it starts from, what is your goal? What is your end goal? So that your end goal will determine the means and the activity that you'll pick for your investment.
Okay.
Real estate is not an expensive venture. It is only a quality venture that comes at the end of the line. You will reap at the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in the expo, what do you expect next week?
At the expo, we expect to have different kind of companies, different kind of hardwares, different kind of suppliers to come and showcase the beauty and the things that they have, modern technology in the construction industry. We have from the modern taps, we have from the modern equipments. These days, do you know that you can do your own tiles? You know, there is a modern way of doing these things. You know, you do not need someone to come and do the job for you. Right now, there is even a biometric system for opening your doors. Gone are the days we have to go to a big hotel, to a 5-star hotel, so that you can open the door with the key, you know, the key card, you know. Gone are the days for that. Right now, you can also have it in your own home. So this is a platform for you as a supplier of construction material to come and showcase what you have. Let people feel the product. Let people know the product. Let them enjoy. And if it is that, if it's about that remote gate, let them come and feel the remote gate, how it works. Because, you know, seeing is believing at the end of the day, and conversion starts from there. You may get word of mouth being spread, you may get an immediate conversion, You may get referrals in the future, but the most important thing is people have had a touch, a feel of your products and services.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many exhibitors are you expecting, and what is it that takes for one to be an exhibitor?
Right now we are expecting slightly above 60 exhibitors, but our target is to go up to 100 exhibitors, Majaliwa. And for you to come and exhibit in this event, you have to just reach out to me. I'll be sharing my contact information. For you to come and display, we expect, especially for the local people, our numbers are all over. We have our team on the ground moving around, sharing flyers. For now, our team has already reached out to about 300 businesses within this town, and we are really pushing the market. But for anyone who will want to come and exhibit and showcase their product, their uniqueness, I'll be sharing my contact information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, having done the first one, this is the second one. Do you think Eldoret people are receptive to expos, and are they ready to learn?
Actually, it's a different story that I've actually learned. Last year, people were not embracing it that much, but this time, I'm even finding random calls. People asking, "Are you still hosting that expo? Can I get a booth? Can I get a stand?" You know, so people are really embracing. You know, with the new city status and people knowing that this is the thing. Eldoret is the thing. Okay. If you want to invest in construction, if you want to come and if you want to invest in any kind of business, Eldoret is becoming the next big thing. You're a supplier of doors. Come and start advertising it here, because people are now investing in houses in this town. People are investing in good real estate, quality good real estate. You know, so this is the time to show what you have and to show the potential and to push the market to understand that you're not only coming to get a visibility, but you're coming to access this market. Okay. It's a greener market for anyone who understands greener pastures. This is the greener pastures.
Okay. Now, Marianne, as you give us your parting shot also, because our time we are seeing that we are close to the top of the hour. And this conversation it never gets old, but also this is your camera to speak to our viewers also, as you speak about giving your closing remarks on marketing, and what is it that you think it should be out there for people who are getting into business, people who are looking forward into business, people who are in the business, and people who are above the SMEs, above the SME line. Just give your closing remark and also tell us about the dates of that particular expo and where is it going to take place, and also any relevant information that you think is going to be of benefit to our viewers.
Okay, so before you invest in anything, first of all, ensure you go through consultants like us to understand your market, to understand your product, to understand your packaging, and to also understand how best to reach to your customers. Mark Trend East Africa is here to do the job for you. We are here to help you push your products in the market. We are here to give you the best advice that we can, and we are here to also ensure that you as a brand meet your ultimate target. The Property and Tech Expo second edition will be hosted at Rupa Mall grounds from the 24th to 26th of October. We are welcoming you all to come and exhibit. Anyone in the construction industry, be it suppliers of construction material, be it financiers, legal, insurance, we are inviting you all to come and sell, come and advertise yourself, come and see. And for the public, entrance is totally free. There is nothing you're going to be charged to enter into the mall and see what is going to be sold in the ground. So we are welcoming you all to come and advertise yourself, come and see what is in the trend right now. And for anyone who will be interested in the expo, my phone number is 0722 803 403. You can find us on the Property and Tech Expo. You can find us at Mark Trends East Africa. I'll be sharing the link after the video.
Thank you, Marianne, and thank you for coming to the show. That
Thank you
was quite
so much.
insightful and very inspirational. We look
you
forward
so
to
much.
have this conversation once again in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this conversation, and before we wrap it up, just to acknowledge some people who came in, and also we have Kipchumba Dan who say that was a great show. I was in your office today, Dan. You're doing an amazing job. We also have Fancy Cherono who is watching all the way from US. We have Kipchirchir Toro who is watching, and also Isaac say, wow, what a show. Marianne Chebet, she is up to the current technology. Also, we have Limo Edwin who is watching. Limo Edwin is saying that, wow, powerful conversation. Thank you, Edwin, for watching tonight's show. And everybody who is watching, we really appreciate your feedback and also your comments that you've been sharing on through, and also the questions that have been coming through. And remember that to keep this conversation going, it's not about on the show, and also after the show, please let us know what is it that you've learned tonight from our guest and what is your take home. Personally, I've learned that you never climb the mountain from the top. You climb it from the bottom. Always rising from the bottom. That is my take home tonight. What is your take home tonight? Please drop on the comment section, and we'll be in a position also to engage. What is the question that you have? And remember to join Marianne Chebet next week at Rupert's Mall from 24 to 26 on the Property and Tech Expo that will be going down. Go there and get updated on the current trends in the property industry. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to this particular expo. And don't miss. Please remember that it is for free. You can't afford to miss. And tonight, I was your host, Dan Dan. Remember to always tune in every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9:30. Not 9:30, 9 exactly, because that is why we are logging it out. We are looking forward to also have you come next week. Remember, we are going to have another amazing guest for you come next week. I'll be looking forward to see you. May you have a good night, and God bless you.
To empower our members. So with our partnership, our members don't have to worry about where to get their homes. We'll provide the financing. Palamty Tops will do the development, and we'll hand over the property to our members. Palamty Tops will now leave us with the member to handle the mortgage, and then the member will take over the property.
At Stima Sacco, we are celebrating 50 years of empowering our members for life. We will be participating at the Property and Tech Expo at Trooper Mall between the 24th to 26th of October. Welcome and join us for more information.
This is the future of housing, and we want you to be a part of it. The dream of owning a home is becoming a reality for many Kenyans. Thanks to affordable mortgage solutions from Stima Sacco, with the support of the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company, KMRC, we are making it easier for you to secure a home in the growing urban centers. With our low-interest mortgage loans, we designed specifically for affordable housing, you can now invest in your dream home with repayment terms that work for you. And it's not just the homeowners who benefit. The construction industry is booming, with new opportunities for builders, suppliers, and developers in emerging new city.
Stima Sacco has partnered with KMRC to provide mortgages for first-time homeowners at the rate of 9 and 9.5% to employed and those in business, respectively. The loan tenor is at 25 years and 20 years for those in employment and in business, respectively.
As a member of Stima Sacco, we are able to finance you to acquire home ownership and fund up to 10.5 million shillings at 9.5% on reducing balance. If you're in a corporate sector and you are developing commercial properties, come to Stima Sacco and get funding of up to 200 million shillings for your projects.
Palm Tree Homes is a gated community real estate developer located in Uasin Gishu County. This project is called Areca Palm. Here we are providing home solutions in a gated community where we have units which are together and again which are not together. We are delighted to be working with Stima Sacco, who are our partners. They have actually facilitated our projects within the country, and we are happy to partner with them.
Through our mortgage products, we have enabled our members, we have empowered our members to own decent homes. We know we have challenges in the real estate sector. That is why we are partnered with the reputable companies like Palm Tree Tops Company to empower our members. So with our partnership, our members don't have to worry about where to get their homes. We'll provide the financing. Palm Tree Tops will do the development, and we'll hand over the property to our members. Palm Tree Tops will now leave us with the member to handle the mortgage, and then the member will take over the property.
At Stima Sacco, we are celebrating 50 years of empowering our members for life. We will be participating at the Property and Tech Expo at Trooper Mall between the 24th to 26th of October. Welcome and join us for more information.
This is the future of housing, and we want you to be a part of it. The dream of owning a home.
Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show.